Good evening. This is Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak, Treasury Consulting Group is a multinational headquartered group based out India, Singapore, and Hong Kong. And unlike Ola, Uber, Swiggy, Zomato, Paytm, Byju's, Delivery, and many more, we are 100% profitable. I repeat, we are 100% profitable. You know that I worked in the corporate treasury for 9 years. In this corporate treasury, I interact with almost every bank of the globe. Almost every bank of the globe. Now Treasury Consulting is a hedge fund and expanding. And now we are interacting with many banks. We are a proprietary hedge fund. When I started my career in 2007, I tend to believe that bankers are most intelligent people in the world. Rather, I used to believe that bankers are the only intelligent people in the banking because their intelligence make them bankers. And I still remember that in 2007 when I joined the treasury function, I firstly interacted with Bank of America, India head, and Bank of America Vice President India. And later on, in the last nine, basically after this meeting for next 9 years, till the time I was with the corporate treasury, I continued to interact with many bankers. And one thing which made me very clear before I quitted my corporate career in 2016 and started treasury consulting is that the height of stupidity is extremely high in bankers. Rather, bankers are those people who are here in the industry not because of knowledge but because of relationships. We got lots of research reports from banks. Even today, Treasury Consulting getting so many research reports from the banks. And whenever I get time to study these research reports, which I continue to do by the way, I feel a lot of mistakes, and on a very often basis, I keep pointing the mistakes in the public domain. And you would be surprised that the people are chasing me on the LinkedIn. I don't think the world, or at least India, needs to forget about the Chanda Kochar incident in ICICI Bank. Rather, after that incident, Chanda Kochar is more or less absent from the media. I remember probably few years ago, almost every day, Chanda Kochar used to come in the media, almost every day. And her counterpart, Shikha Sharma from Axis Bank, she also used to come in the media. But from the last several months, I'm really surprised that why people are extremely silent about Chanda Kochar and Shikha Sharma. These two leading ladies at a given point of time, now they are more or less absent from media. You know the reason. I got an article that published in Indian newspaper on 11th February 2022. I repeat, 11th February 2022, and I have taken a printout of that. This article is by B. Prasanna, who is a group head, Global Markets, Sales, Trading and Research at ICICI Bank. I repeat, B. Prasanna, who is a group head, Global Markets, Sales, Trading and Research at ICICI Bank. So if you look at the designation, like such a big designation is being mentioned, you feel like this designation is a very, very great designation, because you feel like that the person who sits at this designation must be a very intelligent person, or must be a person who possessed huge knowledge. Rather, this person must be Einstein, or maybe Newton, or maybe Edison. Many weeks ago, I saw him on the Bloomberg TV, and I immediately took the screenshot and I shared on Facebook also about the mistake which he committed on the Bloomberg TV. But now, one thing which is very, very, very much realized is that even Bloomberg TV is completely compromised, because the things which they supposed to show, they never show. The things they asked to show, they only show this. And I have seen that in the last few months, Bloomberg TV is giving specific hypes to the loss making startups. Anyways, we will discuss this separately on the Bloomberg. So, according to the article which published on 11th February 2022 on Indian newspaper Live Mint, the title of the article is GDP may grow by 8.2% thanks to IT, reality, and startups. I repeat, this person said GDP may grow by 8.2% thanks to IT, reality, and startup. In this article, Prasanna not talked about the Ford Motors, who quitted India, and according to many articles, near about 40,000 jobs. Near about 40,000 jobs is at stake. Prasanna not told about the net international investment position, which is also known as NIIP. By the way, NIIP stands at FX reserves minus FX liabilities, which, by the way, for India is negative since ages. Since ages. It means India FX liabilities are much higher than Indian FX assets. Prasanna not talked about that crores of people, rather several million people, are living below poverty line in India. And I'm not saying this is the information which is available on Google. Prasanna not talked about the credit or almost no working capital by MSME, the small and medium term enterprises. Prasanna not talked about that 99% of the startups, which includes Paytm, Ola, Uber, Swiggy, Zomato, and all these, they are loss making. They are loss making startup. Prasanna not talked about that 1.4 lakh crores and expanding. 1.4 lakh crores worth of loss investors already faced because of investments in Paytm, Zomato, Nikia, and Policy Bazaar. He not talked about this. Prasanna not talked about the huge debt in the books of Government of India and expanding. Huge debt in the books of Government of India and expanding. Prasanna not talked about that only one entity of the government, only one, which is National Highway Authority of India, shortly known as NHAI, effective financial year 15, their debt grew by 14 times, which means from 24,000 crores till near about 3,40,000 crores. Prasanna not talked about that. This is called stupidity, or this is called paid media, because you asked to write something which few people want. And then these so called bankers claim themselves as bankers. And you know the height of stupidity, which we would be deliberating more in the next part, which is part 2. But before I conclude this part, when now I meet with bankers, either online or probably virtual meeting or in conferences in Singapore, I interacted with them the way they deserve. One lesson to the youngster: bankers are not God. They are those people who asked to spell by few people. And this is what they are doing. See you in the part 2 of the video.